Hello friends, how are you? I am Satyanarayan, a 2019 batch IPS, and this article got published in yesterday's The Hindu with the heading The Need for a Second Chamber. So it was written by Vice President of India, Venkaiah Naidu, and this article talks about the role of Rajya Sabha and what was the debate surrounding the formation of Rajya Sabha as a second chamber or the upper chamber. So we know that the Indian Parliament constitutes Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So Rajya Sabha is the second chamber or upper house. So in the GS2 paper, this is part of our syllabus, Parliament and State Legislature, and so the functioning of Parliament and its roles and privileges and powers. So this is the topic is covered in paper 2 of the GS. Okay, so first we will see the historical background with respect to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so the Government of India Act 1919. Okay, so this was an act which was enacted by the Britishers in India. It for the first time introduced the concept of bicameralism. Bicameralism, I'll explain in the next slide that there are two houses, and for the law making, any law which you have to pass has to be passed by both the houses. Okay, so for the first time it was introduced in 1919. This is also important from the history perspective, and the name was Council of States and comprised around 60 members, and the second chamber was Legislative Assembly comprising 145 members. Okay, however, the problem with this was that the membership and the voting norms, they were very restricted. Okay, so in the Council of States, like the people who were wealthy and landowners or like the merchants, they only could enter. Common people could not enter into this upper house. Okay, and women, they neither had the right to vote nor they could become a member of the this house. So this was the problem with the first Council of State in the British India. Okay, so the next legislation which was important was Government of India Act 1935. So it proposed an elaborate and improved version of the second chamber. Okay, but this could never be materialized due to some historical reasons that this act did not was implemented fully, and that's how the second chamber could not be materialized. Okay, that is the Rajya Sabha. So the Constituent Assembly, which adopted the constitution in 1947 and 1950, and it became the provisional parliament, and it continued to make laws till 1952. So till 1952 जो इंडिया में कानून बनाने की जो प्रक्रिया थी, that was mainly dealt by the Constituent Assembly. Okay, and the Rajya Sabha, it came into being for the first time in 1952, and it had its meeting on May 13. So this date is not important, but yes, we should remember that the Rajya Sabha came into being in 1952. This can be asked in prelims as well. So पहले जान लेते हैं कि what is bicameralism and what is federalism. Okay, so bicameralism से simple meaning ये है that there will be two houses of a parliament, and कोई भी जो कानून बनेगा वो इन दोनों सदनों को पास करना होगा. Both the houses have to pass this any legislation. Okay, then only it can become a law. And federalism means the separation of power between two different levels of government. For example, there will be a central government and there will be a state government. So for the same people, central government will have some powers, state government has some powers, and some of the powers will be shared between these two governments. Okay, so these 2 points are important from the perspective of prelims, and these are the important features of the Indian Constitution. Okay, but now let's see why it was needed. So the British India, the India under the British rule, that had huge degree of diversities of culture, language, etc., and there were marked inequalities. Okay, so some regions were developed, some regions were very underdeveloped, or like they were in developing phase. So to constitute India into a union of the states and to achieve the equality between different states, it was required that there shall be a federal structure. Okay, so it was very well known that we need to have government at the two levels, and this can be achieved only through a bicameral house. So bicameral house means that there shall be a Rajya Sabha, where the representation of the states can be made. So जो राज्यों की जो आवाज है वो राज्यसभा में उठाई जा सके. Okay, so this was the main purpose behind the debate regarding the formation of Rajya Sabha. ये सब होने के बाद भी, इसकी इतनी जरूरत होने के बाद भी, there was a very intense debate in the Constituent Assembly that whether we should have a Rajya Sabha or not. Okay, so let's see what are the arguments in favor and against the constitution of Rajya Sabha as a second chamber or the upper house. So in the Constituent Assembly there were some members who said that the upper house was not essential, इसकी जरूरत नहीं है, and they viewed it as a creation of imperialism. उनका ऐसा मानना था कि राज्यसभा जो है वो एक तरीके से imperialism को continue करना होगा. Okay, the another argument was given against the formation of Rajya Sabha was that the chamber would only prove to be a clog in the wheel of the progress of the nation. Okay, so their main argument was that as a new country or as an independent country, there was a need to make legislations which favors the progress of the nation, and this Rajya Sabha can become a hindrance in that. Okay, that the laws will not be passed in the Rajya Sabha or the laws will be stuck in the Rajya Sabha, so we do not need any second chamber. Okay, then the need of the hour was to quick law making and the second chamber would obstruct it. So this point I have already discussed. And then there was an argument that it will oppose the parity of powers in law making in the upper house. Okay, so this point is that in the constitution maker, they were in favor of like giving equal powers to both the houses, to the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha regarding the law making. So जो भी कानून निर्माण की जो प्रक्रिया है उसमें दोनों को equal power होनी चाहिए. But some of the members opposed this parity. जो ये इनको जो समानता दी गई थी उसका कुछ लोगों ने विरोध किया. Okay, so these are the arguments which was given against the formation of Rajya Sabha in the Constituent Assembly debate. And the Constituent Assembly debate are an important part of the syllabus. We should know it. Now there were arguments in the favor, or in the there were the 4 arguments. So what was the rationale for bringing Rajya Sabha or making it as a second chamber? So some of the members said that it would introduce an element of sobriety and second thought besides lending voice to the constituent units in the legislative scheme of the things. Okay, so the simple meaning of this point is that because Lok Sabha constituents of the member who are directly elected, and there can be a brute majority of any single particular political party. Okay, so because Rajya Sabha, it will be a sober house and they will not be in any haste to make laws, and they will give a second thought before making or enacting any law. So that was the main reason given for the formation of Rajya Sabha. It was also said that the second chamber would enable a genius of the people to have full play besides checking any hasty legislation. Okay, so the provision was made that those people who are wise, who are scholar, who have intellectual capabilities, or who are performing excellent in the field of social service, etc., they will be elected or they will be nominated to the Rajya Sabha or the second chamber. So those people will have more experience, and their experience can be utilized in the process of law making. So this was the another argument which was given, experience, okay, of the people who are wise, intellectual, etc. The another argument which was given, that the most we expect from the second chamber is to do perhaps that it hold dignified debates. Okay, that there will be debates on the various contentious issues, and to delay the legislations which might be outcome of the patience of the moment. So sometime it may happen that because of the sheer majority, the Lok Sabha may be in a very haste to pass any legislation, like एक ही दिन में bill introduce किया और pass करवा दिया. So the Rajya Sabha will be a like check and balance kind of thing. So this was the another argument. And the first chairman of Rajya Sabha, that is Vice President of India, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, he said that the parliament is not only a legislative body, जो parliament है उसका काम सिर्फ कानून बनाना नहीं है, but also a deliberative body which enables the members to debate major issues of the public importance. So जो public importance के जो भी major issues है, they should be discussed by the parliament, and that is why we need a second chamber. Okay, so these are the arguments which are given in the formation of the Rajya Sabha, and finally in 1952 this Rajya Sabha was adopted as the second or the upper house of the parliament. Okay, so these were the arguments which were given against and favor. We should remember that for the point of view of the mains exam, as well as we can conclude that. So now we can conclude that Lok Sabha, that is the lower house, there the members, they are elected directly by the people, and the legislation process or the proceedings or the functioning of the Lok Sabha, it can be subjected to the electoral consideration, because winning election is an important part. Okay, so the legislation, there has to be a check and balance kind of thing, and the imprint on legislation of the members of the Lok Sabha, it should be checked by the second chamber, that is Rajya Sabha, whose members are expected to be sober, wise and well informed with the domain knowledge. Okay, so this is the main role of Rajya Sabha in the present context. Then the mandate of Rajya Sabha is legislation to revise and delay the legislation which has been implemented in any haste, okay, without proving a clog in the wheel of the progress. Okay, so ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि जो राज्य सभा है वो सारी प्रोसीडिंग्स को रोक के ही रख दे और there is no further progress regarding the legislation making process. Okay, and the another rationale for Rajya Sabha in the present context is to represent the interests of the state as a federal character. So because India constitutes union of different states, so the interests of all the states should be taken into consideration in the process of legislation, or the public importance matters, they should be discussed in the house which is representative of all the states. So this is the role of Rajya Sabha, and it can be a deliberative body holding high quality debates. So this was the vision which was aimed by first vice chairman, or vice president of India, Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. So the question which arises is that, has the Rajya Sabha over a period of time around 70 years, has it lived up to its mandate? जो इसका mandate था, क्या इसने it has proven successful in that? Okay, so we will discuss in the next video that whether the Rajya Sabha has been successful or not. And now I request you people to suggest anything which you feel that which was missing in the video, or some particular suggestions you have to improve the quality of video. Then I ask you people to write that in the comment section. And if you think that this video is helpful for you, then please click on the like button, share it with your other friends, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.